Welcome to the islands of the Aether Sky, where only the islands fly and the explorative peoples that live upon them. In this world, civilization has learned to harness the unique and strange magic found throughout the Isles, and has learned how to traverse the spaces between. The sky is filled with a tumultuous chaos, a magic so dense and wild that nothing can survive its overbearing power. However, small, snake-like rivers of aether connect the islands, an aether that protects the travellers from the rest of the ever-voracious sky. Throughout the history of these islands, there has been a lot of change, from the rise and fall of kingdoms, to the rise and fall of the islands themselves. New islands appearing from the sea and the stars, with new peoples and traditions, or new dangers to this world. Sometimes, the aether that keeps the islands afloat can become distorted, almost as if a plague falls upon the magic itself. This distortion, an aetheric disruption, can have a multitude of lasting, dangerous effects if left unchecked, with the most severe outcome of the islands falling from the sky, crashing and sinking into the endless sea below. To combat this repeated natural calamity, several centuries ago, an organisation was formed, the Aetherian Company. They take it upon themselves to find the source of these disruptions and to cleanse the magic, stopping the potential destruction in its tracks. They have recruited many talented people from all walks of skills and life. They have advanced the magics and sciences. They have repeatedly improved the Aether voyages, the vehicles that traverse the islands, and have created long-distance communication capable of breaching the chaos-thick sky. And that is where our group comes in. A group of individuals brought together for a common fight, a common calling. But their adventure started uncomfortably at best. While on their way to the Aetherian Company, their Aether voyager was ambushed by a huge horde of Gobloos, and the entire group was imprisoned at their camp. Using their guile, their strength and their magic, they broke free of their cage, while rescuing a survivor of another voyager. They set explosions in the camp, setting off a chain of distractions that gave them an opening, and they ran. They found the docked ship that had ambushed them on one of the Aether channels, and behind it 2 voyagers, one of the strangers and the one they were travelling on. The group's voyager was damaged, its engine could not come online, so the stranger they had saved towed their ship to the nearest island, an island on the edge of Homebelt, and that is where our story begins. Hello. I said that and that weirded me out. I'll try that again. I don't know. I said hello like hello. Anyway, shut up. I don't know. I went in with the wrong inflection.
The thing itself isn't very funny. It's the fact that Brenny is just lost it. He's gone. We don't know what's happening with him right now.
Like
Hello.
when you're in the dark and you're trying to... you don't want to upset what's in the dark, so you come in with, hello.
I do. That is how I talk.
Hello.
A lot in
You
real life.
sounded
to be
so
fair.
fearful, like someone's gonna jump you.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little tense.
Oh, hold on. Oh, my ribs. Oh.
Welcome to episode 5 of In Aether Skies. Last session, at night's beginning, the party found themselves on the edge of a hamlet named Troth. All doors closed tight, and the dirt path streets were devoid of life. A voice bellowed out to them from a nearby windmill. In the windmill, they found the currently de facto leader of the hamlet, a man by the name of Sean. What the party saw instead was a well on a small hill surrounded by dead trees and foliage, pale and white, like a canvas who had forgotten its paint. The villagers, however, could not see this, and the party headed for the well, and entered a cavernous space within. And within, they found a sealed box, and the spirit it belonged to. The party fought this spirit, and rid the hamlet of its danger, though in the box they found a folded piece of parchment. On it was written, well, that was fun. The party left the well and informed Sean that they believed the job was done, after which the party split into 2. Shep heading towards the nearest food storage, and the rest of the party heading towards the mayor's house, who had been missing since the first few nights of the disruption. And that is where we will pick this session up. From what I remember, everyone but Shep was heading towards the mayor's house, which is currently the small, round-looking building in the top right where Walker currently is.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Michael Jackson lean on for Cass. Casey,
Cassie.
It's not Cass. It's the only character that isn't Cass.
Mr. Trebuchet. I should go by my last name for most of the characters.
I've returned.
We've gone through the intro. It's fine. You're
No,
alive.
I heard. So I put the GIF there because I thought. Oh.
Oh, I didn't even say anything. He's proper gone now. Well, so you'll find yourself up on this building, and it's still a rather large building, but it has relatively. Actually, you're still on the outside of it. Are you just heading into the building, or are you? What are you planning to do?
I was going to check and see if like there was anything that looked amiss, and if I can get in, I'm gonna get in, but not yet. At least not gonna force myself into the building.
You as you look around for a window, I will say, unlike the actual map itself, there is no light coming from this building. It's just to make the map look more engaging.
Fair enough.
This seems through both sight and sound, or through sound alone, you don't hear anyone inside the building. It doesn't sound like people are huddled up inside it. Casey looking for a window. You find a few windows around the outside of it. And looking inside, it's very, very dark. You are still pretty much in the night. And you're looking into a building with no lights on. It's very hard to make out any details. I'll still ask you to roll a perception check to see if you do make anything out, but it's unlikely.
19.
You make out bits of furniture and such. You see, it's all very small. It's like disproportionately small to the size of the house itself. But it doesn't... Any major specifics, it's quite hard to tell. It was a good roll, but you're looking... Wait, do you have dark vision?
Yeah, 60 feet. I was like...
That helps. I forgot. I forgot dark vision was a thing, I'm going to be honest. You still see a very similar sight of there's no... Like, the furniture and stuff. The things inside are disproportionately small. The chairs, the table's low down, the chairs are small to the ground. There is a large few chairs stacked in a wall, against a wall at the moment. And it doesn't look like there's been a scuffle or a fight per se, but it does look disheveled.
Do you guys want to go in and see if there's any like dust or something so we can get like a better time frame?
I'm just going in to see if this is maybe where something had happened to facilitate what was happening here, because I very highly doubt that the mayor had any good or logical reason to leave during all this, especially since everyone else who seems to be afflicted, for the most part, tended to hunker down.
I mean, you could just been a coward.
I mean, fair, but these people were too scared to leave their homes.
What's all that comes for?
That's the thing. Had everyone fled and this been a ghost town, it'd be more believable to me, but considering that most of the residents decided to hunker down and not face what was clearly something that they thought was trying to get into their homes, running outside is not a logical thing to do.
You'd be surprised what cowardice can do.
She smile says, being cowardice is always logical. I'm gonna jiggle the door to see if it can even be unlocked.
It is in fact unlocked at the moment.
Okay.
So
I would have said I can break it down, but no need for that, I guess.
I'm sure most of us could have broke it down if need be, but let's just take the easy way in.
I could have broken it down non-physically. I just hold up a finger.
Is that supposed to mean something, or
It's just a little flame on the tip from the
We
tip of
don't
my
like
finger.
magic in these parts.
Aren't you also magical?
where did you get that idea?
Aren't most of us magical in some way?
I'm pretty sure we all are, aren't we?
I
What?
wouldn't doubt
Just
it.
opens the door and walks in.
I would say Walker sits there.
He's just a
Walker just
problem.
sits there confused for a good 5 seconds before he just
Ignore him.
follows Casey in there.
Yeah, I'm following too.
Okay. As you enter, it's... The best way to visually describe it is when they first open the door at Hobbiton in Lord of the Rings, and it's all very nicely laid out in... you can't really see the colours because it's night. It's hard to see the colours, but the layout is very much like Hobbiton. You go in and you look to the left and you see a dining room with still relatively small furniture. You can probably tell this is for a smaller sized person as a building.
Smaller shaped person.
Yeah, I realised the shape was wrong.
Yeah.
It has a fireplace in one of the rooms, in two of the rooms actually. One in the dining room, and one that seems to be in some sort of lounge/office type room. It is one main corridor through the middle, which then splits off into all of the different rooms in the house. And at the end of the corridor, there is a small, slightly spiraled staircase into an upstairs section.
Do y'all want to stick together? Do you guys want to go out?
Might as well just spread out and look across the place. I think most of the danger has gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to do stuff from the door's point of view. The close left room is a dining room. The far left room is the lounge/hall, not hall, lounge/office space of sorts. There is another lounge type room on the close right, though it seems to be more relax oriented than the office one. And the far right room is a kitchen. You don't know what's upstairs. The stairs are at the end of the corridor going up, and like in the sort of spiraled up.
I'm going upstairs.
Okay. You head upstairs, and there's a door at the top of the stairs also.
Open door.
This door is in fact locked.
Do I think I could shimmy it open, or do I have to break it down?
Shimmy it as in like lockpick, or as in just push it aggressively?
I don't have lockpicks, I believe. So, do I think I could open it without force at all?
Lock doors tend to be quite hard to do that with unless you have something to get into the lock with. So I'd probably say no.
I forgot that I'm not a warlock. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought I was a warlock. Yeah, fair enough.
I keep thinking you're a warlock as well. I don't know why.
I might be confusing this and that. Anyway, do I think firebolt would be a bad idea in here right now?
Yeah, it's wooden buildings.
Yeah. Is it like right at the top of the stairs, or am I able to get like a little, not speed, but like
there's like force. 3 or so foot from the top of the stairs to the actual door, so you can get to it and get to the door handle without getting stuck on the stairs. But other than that, it's not a lot of space.
Okay, but I do have enough space to like take one step back and then like with force throw myself forward and kick the door.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Attack roll.
So, be an unarmed. Do an unarmed strike.
Like hit or a damage.
To hit first.
God.
See if you hit it in a good place to open the door.
14.
14 solid. What's your unarmed strike damage? That.
3. Apparently.
I'll say with a 14. It's still just a door. You plant a kick right against. I believe you're supposed to kick where the lock is. I will defer to Rennie's.
No, you're definitely supposed to kick where the lock is. That's a weak spot.
And you hear a definitive crack. And it doesn't like swing open, but you feel like you can probably shimmy the door open now.
I will do that. What's in here?
You head into the room. You also have dark vision, don't you? I assume. Yeah, just making sure.
I have 120 feet. I'll be fine.
And this is the bedroom of the people who live here. And it's a large. Unlike everything else, it's a disproportionately large bed.
I see.
You see, looking around. Make a investigation check just to look around the room if you're going to look around it.
Investigation. Let's see. That is a 12.
12. You find bits and pieces. Looking around, it seems like this is somebody who is enjoying, in a non-snobby kind of way, enjoying having nice items around the place. It seems like a slightly higher tier of living than the other houses around. But not. It doesn't seem show-offy or like decadent, just almost appreciative in nature. Looking around, you see in this room specifically, almost like scribbles and markings on bits of paper by the bed, and like it's writing something out, and then they cross the scribble out and try and write something else. It seems to have happened quite a few times.
Can I tell it what is written?
You get bits and pieces from the words. Like there's no full sentence anywhere, but you.
Give us not a different language.
No, but it's in common. But the bits and pieces that you are making out, like in half words here and there, it says accident or sorry or the stuff of that nature. But,
oh no. That doesn't bode well.
That's realistically all you find in the room.
There's not like any drawers or desks or anything I could check inside, see if there's stuff.
Yeah, you can look at some of those as well. You don't really need an investigation check to look in a desk. If you like to open a drawer, you find clothes and the like. It seems to be the general living space of the private living space of the mayor of this little hamlet.
Yeah.
You do find like pockets of like small little like bags of gold and such around the place. Whether or not you're taking that from somebody's house is up to you.
Nah.
This is an Oblivion kind of situation, or Skyrim, where yes, you could do that. Just be aware.
I'm not going to do that. We're getting
Okay.
paid for this job anyway.
Yeah.
If I don't find anything else, I will head back downstairs after however long it was, and I guess we'll go to them.
While you're doing that, the other two people in the house, is there anywhere specific you wanted to look?
The dining room.
I don't know why I didn't expect that.
Of course, the Hobbit wants to go to the dining room.
Fair enough.
Oh, it's not a hobbit.
Isn't
I was
it?
supposed to say-
What am I thinking? Is that a different campaign?
Yes.
Every other campaign is some sort of short.
I was about to say you picked the one wrong campaign where Cass is not playing a short character.
Velvet when she tries to catch me lacking. No.
In the kitchen, it's a well-stocked kitchen. It's a rather nice-looking kitchen. But make an investigation check, just for the fun of it. 10. It's a rather well-stocked kitchen. You do notice that the sharp implements are not where they're supposed to be. Like they're not hung with like the cutlery and such. You're finding like in a drawer, or all the silverware is in a nice place. However, the sharpened knives and meat knives and such aren't in the drawers with them. And looking around, even with a 10, you do notice like there's one on like the counter by the window where there is no other cooking appliances, and almost strategically placed.
Wait, are you saying they're out of place, or some are actually missing?
That one you're seeing is out of place. Yeah, I don't know how many he's got, but there's like they're not the cooking knives, like the meat knives and such, aren't with the rest of the appliances on like the rest of the utensils in the room.
Like they're at a separate spot that I can see, or there's not
One of them. We don't know how many there are.
Okay. Maybe he took it with him as a weapon. Is it a man or woman, by the way? They said it was a guy, right?
It's a man.
Okay. Okay, so he probably took knives with him. Is there much dust on the tables? Because I know that usually happens if it's been more than like a day or so.
There is a decent amount of dust around the place.
Would I have a good estimate of how long it might have been?
With a 10, not particularly.
Okay.
Like you can see dust, but it's dust.
Yeah. I think dust mainly pops up after like a day or so. So it might have been a while. Is there like another section to here, or is it? Like
It's just
no
one
closet?
room.
Okay.
It's not a huge building. It's just
Yeah.
more designed than the ones in the area.
I'll just yell out to the group. It looks like a few knives are missing. Be careful.
Understood.
Okay.
Step back.
And then I shall move over to Walker.
Yes.
Which room would you like to go into?
What rooms are left? I forget all the rooms that were.
There's the lounge/office. Like I say lounge, it's like it's probably more akin to a meeting room.
Okay.
There's the dining room, like the actual meal room, is different to the cooking room, and there's a pure, what could be described as like a relaxed lounge room, more akin to like a study lounge room. So yeah, let's call it office, dining room, study / lounge.
I think I'm gonna do the office.
Okay.
See what's going on there?
You head into the office, and firstly, we'd like you to make an investigation check while I'm just describing some things.
Already?
You see, while in there, as you just notice, a small but long table, rather centralized in the room. This is also the room that Trebuchet saw through the window, and you see there's larger chairs stacked against the wall by the door. But there's one small chair at the end, actively at the end of the table, it's still there. In the left far corner when you enter the room, there is a desk, almost like a writing desk. See, there seems to be many compartments to it. It's a relatively simple room. You see some nice artwork on the walls, though, maybe to liven the room up a bit, or you're not entirely. It could be for any particular reason. This room does seem a little showy.
Okay.
But it
It's
also
like an
seems
office
to be
meeting room. Like that's kind of its purpose.
Yeah. And what is your investigation check?
16.
16. If you also heard the shout, say as you're looking around, you also hear the shout of Trebuchet saying that some knives have been misplaced. You do also see another one on the table in this room. It's a relatively simple room, so you see the paintings, you see such. You do notice, looking at the desk, you go over, and opening the writing desk section, you notice, very neatly placed in the middle of the open space, a piece of paper that says, "I'm sorry," and underneath that piece of paper is a letter.
Okay, I'd like to take a look at the letter, see what the letter says.
Okay. You see the letter is dated about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and all this started happening around 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so this is way before anything started happening.
From what you're aware.
Yeah.
Oh, give me just one moment while I open the bit, because here it is. I write this letter to you, in hopes it finds you in understanding spirits. As you see, this letter is not a happy one, nor a lonesome one. With this letter I send you 4,000 gold pieces in good faith. You will indulge an old man's heartfelt request. You see, recently I lost something of great emotional value to me. Somebody I have known for many a year. Amelia, her name was, and she hailed from your lands, the drilled lands. She, however, never liked the larger cities and found your hamlet truly inspiring. Now, she has left this mortal plane. Her remains are placed within the box, delivered with this letter, and I hope you accept my request of burying this box by the well on the hill. It was her favourite spot to look out from. Accept the thanks of a long-lived man. Signed, P.W.
Okay. I'm going to fold up the letter, tuck it away, and then just finish my search of the room, see if there's anything else I can find other than this.
In terms of like finding information, you don't see anything else. You see some nice like writing equipment and implements. There's nice tools here, and for value-wise, you find stuff you could do stuff with. But in terms of actual information, there's not really anything else in the room that you notice.
Gotcha. And this whole time I've been like looking around and stuff. My spirit companion hasn't been freaking out or anything. He's just been chilling.
I will say you don't see a 4,000 gold's worth of like a bag of 4,000 gold anywhere.
Yeah.
And you don't like you see other letters and such, but there's a lot of almost like invoices and the like. This was a trade city. It exported lots of iron. That's what it's known for, this hamlet. So there are many invoices and outgoings and such.
Outvoices.
Okay. Looking through it, an outvoice is just a shout. But looking through it, you don't see of anything relevant to that similarity.
Okay. I'm just going to head out then, and basically until everyone reconvenes, I'm just gonna even though it seems like everything's like calmed down, I'm just gonna keep an eye on the ethereal, make sure nothing else pops up or goes weird.
Okay.
In that plane.
I will specify at the end of last session when the skull was destroyed, I believe, the energy, the strange feelings almost overwhelmed everyone for a moment and then dissipated, which is a sign of the disruption on the specific problem being fixed.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out for the non-specific problems to make sure they don't pop up.
Okay.
I thought you said school, and I was like, when did we hurt a school?
We crushed the school.
We could.
But your spirity boy isn't like pinging you for anything.
No, I'll just chill out till everyone else reconvenes, and I can tell everyone about what I found.
Sorry.
Did I find the knife upstairs?
Yeah, you didn't find a knife upstairs.
Okay. So that's all. Go on.
I'm going to move over to Rennie to see what he's doing, then we'll come back to have the conversation afterwards.
Well.
So
So-
what we got here.
I'm a curious little guy. Right. We got here. Food was strange. Intriguing. I like food. I'm a big eater. But there's something I must investigate. There's a mine. I must go. I yearn for them.
He was heading towards the food shed, and but the light in the mine caught his eye.
I yearn for the mines. I must go.
Okay.
Where's my token?
In the middle of the screen.
I'm off to the mines. I yearn for them.
Whistling while you go, and you head to the mines. Now, the lights are still in the mines. It seems that they have maybe still been working through the day, even though at night they all seem rather terrified. Whether it's some semblance of keeping everyday life going to stay sane, or some other unforeseen reason. As you head into the mine, it's not a long, twisting tunnel per se. It's almost an immediate decline, like staircase.
Oh,
Very Minecraft-like, like how they've like dug it into the carved out a way down
get to Y11.
into a large cavernous space. And I'm going to ask you to give me an investigation or perception check, as this is different. You're in a large space. Do you have light? You don't have any dark vision because the lights are on. I've just said that.
You tried to bamboozle me, sir.
I'm bamboozling myself.
You tried to bamboozle.
He said an investigation or what now?
Or perception. You're in a large open space looking at things. Like, it depends on if you're looking for something specific or if you just want to look around.
We're going to do an investigation because it's slightly higher.
Okay.
And by slightly, I mean by one. I've got the big boy dice today. 14. 12 plus 2.
Okay. Looking around, you see a lot of... not barrels, not even carts. They're you know, I can't remember what they're called, but what milkmaids used to use on the shoulders to carry...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those types of devices.
Those editing? Can we get a little use verb in the middle of the screen?
Stick there, just carry both on.
Just stick.
Oh, yeah.
Verbiage, stick.
And you see those kinds of implements with boxes of what you're assuming to be ores of iron on either side of it.
Yes.
There's lots of chunks of ore sticking out of walls that hasn't actually been claimed yet. And looking around, there's one very clear outlier
Okay.
that isn't of a iron nature. And what you were told by the current de facto leader, who was also the head of the mining operations here, was they exclusively work in irons. But it's strange, it looks much more yellow and orange in design. If you head over to it, you can have a look at it.
I'm having a big old look.
Give me... No, I'm not gonna ask you to check this, because this is actually relevant to story stuff, so I'm just gonna do it. It's letting off a very strange energy. Unlike the muted nothings of iron, you don't feel any magical energy coming off of iron. This has a constant, almost like static electricity feeling around it when you get near it.
Mm-hmm.
And going off of what you were told, can't think of a better word then, by the Ellerin company when you were there, they asked you to also be on the lookout for a specific type. Everyone else would know what this is. Shep, however, doesn't hang around in civilization.
No, I do not. I'm a little wanderer.
But you were informed to be on the lookout for something called elemental amber, which is basically used as batteries.
And it's in stone, correct?
A little bit. It's coming out of the stone. You can see it's not fully sticking out. You can see it's surrounded a little bit, but you could probably get it out given some effort.
I'm going to pour Brindle out for this one.
Okay.
And I'm going to be using Brindle to pull with me. We're going to pull it together.
Okay, give me a strength check for you and Brindle.
For me, that's going to be a 16, 15 plus 1. And where's Brindle's sheet? I always forget where that is. Extras. Brindle is so much stronger than me, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
And for Brindle, that's a big nice roll. That's 19 plus 3 for Brindle.
You both grip onto the bits that are sticking out, and that's a really fucking high roll. Yeah, and you pull this stone out.
I'm King Arthur.
I don't know why my brain decided to do Three Little Pigs then. and you just very almost smoothly. It's almost like it isn't interacting correctly with the stone around it,
mm-hmm.
and it's not gripping to the stone. And you pull it, and it slides out, and it's quite big in your hands. This piece,
Well, I'm 3 feet tall. Everything's big in my
That's
hands.
what she said.
And I'm trying to find a reference point, but I can't think from the point of view of a 3-foot person.
It's an ingot. I have an ingot.
Ingot.
I mean, holding it in one hand is cumbersome for you. It's not a good shape for it. It's larger than your hand.
So I'm going to two-hand this and then look at Brindle.
Yeah.
Look at the thing. Look at Brindle. Look back at this thing. I'm going to put this inside of Brindle and ask Brindle to follow me.
Wow.
Okay. Well, Brindle is just a slimy boy, so you put this inside of Brindle, and you're used to the sort of sounds and noises of your companion.
Yes.
And as it's making noises at you as it's moving, it sounds almost like you've got like a massage gun in its back as it's speaking. As the strange static electricity of the energy of it is almost vibrating him.
Very good. Right.
So what you've just done is you know what? I'm not going to say that. I was going to say something cursed, but I'm pulling back on that one.
Nothing else in here. No more amber. We're good to go.
There seems to be no more amber. There's bits of like iron, and there's a couple of like pickaxes around it. There's another one of those strange devices that you saw Sean, the current leader, having on his side when you first met him. That big, strange, engine-looking thing.
How big is it?
Large, as big as you. Sean was a big man, and it was big on him.
What would require me to move this thing?
Effort, time, and checks of strength variety as you drag it up the stairs.
I'm just going to take note of that and now head out of the mines towards the food sheds.
Okay. The food sheds are much easier. There's a few around the place. There's also one down by the windmill.
Mm-hmm.
And you head over, and it's not locked. They didn't expect anyone to be here.
I'm going to investigate the food, magically, if I can.
As in, just
I'm
like
vibe checking the
check,
food.
Or
yes.
Yeah, you don't have like a detect magic or an identifier or anything of that kind.
Let me check. I might do actually. I don't, but I do have good arcana.
Make an arcana check against this food.
Unfortunately, that's at 11 plus a 4.
You say unfortunately, that's still 15. That's pretty decent.
That's unfortunate.
It is, considering you got a +4 and you rolled a fucking 16 on strength. It's a tiny, tiny man.
No, Brindle did. I'm still weak.
You rolled a 16, it rolled a 20-something. Looking at this food, it's quite hard to, like, magically detect things innately sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't sense anything from this food, but you also wouldn't necessarily sense anything from food anyway, so you don't know if necessarily there was something that's gone away, because the last time, I believe, it was seen through a detect magic spell.
Well,
There's something wrong with the food.
we're gonna do the old-fashioned. I'm gonna eat it.
Okay. It tastes of food.
Mm.
It
That
doesn't
hunger,
feel weird.
that hunger feeling I had in last session, is it gone or is it still here?
It is gone.
And when I eat this, I don't feel the need to eat more of this.
No.
Okay, I'm satisfied. I'm gonna head back to the group.
Okay. As you waddle over back to the group, you hear the group discussing amongst themselves, I imagine, about the building and what they found within. Other three.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, I found this.
Hello, chap.
That amber stuff that the fellow was asking us to find.
Is that a good thing?
Also, what the food seems to be back to normal.
Good to know. I did find something, fellas, and I'll pull the letter out of my pocket and kind of show everyone. It does seem like someone requested that this box be put here by someone. They've only used initials, so I have no other clues to go off of, but you definitely know someone else was involved.
I will put the letter in text form in the Discord groups if anyone wants it for any reason.
I've had similar messages like this before.
Oh. You have one now?
So the party goes through their findings.
Yes.
I didn't know if anyone was going to say anything. I wasn't sure what was going on.
I was waiting for anyone to respond, and everyone just stared at me.
So, box, you say? Could that have anything to do with the box found in the well?
It does quite literally state that in the letter.
I think I'm mad at us.
It also said by. It also said by the well, not in the well.
I don't know. Rock slide.
If I'm, I don't know.
It's very much possible that the mayor just sort of took the gold, tossed the box, and that's why things happened.
Wouldn't doubt it.
But it's also very much possible that this would have happened whether or not that was the case. Either way,
I'm here to
if
give
we-
you 4,000 gold. Please let me haunt your village.
yeah, that's the other thing. If it was just a request for this burial, why would you need to give gold for that unless the mayor requested it beforehand, but it doesn't sound like it. It just sounds like this guy was like, here's some gold. Have fun, bury the box.
Some gold. It's 4,000 gold pieces.
That's a lot of gold pieces. That's
That
probably
is
more
so
gold
heavy.
pieces than this entire place made in like years.
Here's a vault. Drop this box in the well for me. Thanks.
Yeah, something smells fishy about it. But if we find anything else with those initials, or we find anything that may be related, we should definitely check it out. Because that was powerful magic we were dealing with, and if this guy who apparently sent this has that much money lying around, he very well could have had the magical potential to do this.
Yeah.
I love how the guy didn't think twice about it. He was like, okay.
Well, I don't know about any of you guys, but if I was living in a small little hamlet, just barely struggling to get by, and then some guy was like, here, take this box and bury it, and you'll get 4,000 gold. That's a lot of money for such a seemingly easy task. And if you don't know any better, I mean, this guy lived pretty well. A lot of the stuff in here is pretty nice.
It has the same energy of the pie bomb factory in SpongeBob. It's like, okay. Moving on. Should we search the island to see if he's around, or do you think he's just not really around anymore?
It's a big place.
I was about to say,
The odds of us finding him is, unless we have powerful magic, it's impossible.
I say we go back, reconvene, and put it on the company's radar that there may be a person causing these disturbances. Because whatever that guy did was causing a disturbance on the entire island. Like, this wasn't just a local thing.
Yeah.
I personally have never heard of any sort of talk of people causing disturbances as far as being confirmed. But we can confirm with this job. I mean, unless they already know that, but
Should we let the town know about this letter, or do you think?
I think they've had enough trauma for one night.
Yeah.
Yes, as a DM, I will specify the chances of finding someone who's been missing for 3 weeks, who may or may not still be on the island, on an island that's about a 6-mile radius, is highly unlikely to find anyone.
So we head back, turn in this glowy rock that's inside my friend, and collect the rewards. Stop giggling, Eleanor.
Speaking of everyone who does see the glory rock inside of the friend, you do recognize that as an elemental amber.
Probably not a good idea to put it in another elemental thing. I would assume.
You underestimate my friend Biddle. He's a tough fella, and I tap him, but it's just wet slap. Just
I'm not worried about him.
Bucket
I
of
don't.
wet slop.
With all due respect, I don't really care about your little guy. I'm also thinking about what would happen, what might happen, if with the two elementals interacting.
with all due respect, don't care. Didn't ask. Back to the ship.
Well, if you lose your little guy, then that's not my fault anymore.
Me. I'm wandering away.
Wait, so while we're still near the mayor's house, did we see any books in there?
Yes. I said that weirdly.
Going...
There was a...
What's with you and your fucking cadence today? What's wrong with you?
Dude,
Figure it out.
I was mid swallowing juice.
Hello.
You could have waited a bit. We're not gonna kill you for waiting a second to respond.
In the close right door, when you first enter, there was a study of sorts.
Study.
It's in the sense of it had. I was calling it a library, but it's a lounging area for people to be relaxed in, as far as you could tell. But it was also a study of a kind, so there were bookshelves. And think posh, not mega posh, but somebody who has like a globe in a room next to a bookcase. Sort of energy.
Hey friends, what type of book do you think the orc wants?
Oh, him? He wants expensive, rare books, I believe.
As we put our minds together, which one looks the most expensive?
Give me a history or intelligence check.
I'm rather both.
I think it's history and intelligence are the same, but I feel like that's what books sort of fall into history checks a lot of the time.
Guess we all make it because it's putting our minds together.
I'm
He's asking for
guidance.
Walker, head empty. He has no idea what an expensive book looks like. Like
History
he looks like he's trying to help, but he ain't nothing. There ain't nothing in that head.
History and intelligence, or one of the other.
One of the other. Set yourself.
I got a 9.
I was hoping for a low roll so I
There's
could
some
agree
books
with
here.
Walker. That also head empty. Yeah, listen, group activity. I hoping for a low roll because I would have agreed with Walker. I don't know a lot about books. I spend most of my time in the woods, but I got a total of 22.
I know you are the intelligence character.
Ironically enough.
How does this keep happening? How do we keep making like weird little silly characters that are actually the intelligent ones? Because
see, I'm a good history roll, but I just don't think it'd be proper to roll for it since that's not Walker's thing.
Yeah,
You don't care about books.
With a 22, looking at this shelf, it doesn't seem like a heavily well-read person. There's just a lot of general. I don't know how to describe it. A lot of these books seem very normal. There's a few that seem more expensive, but there's not like any super rare standing out books on this shelf.
I'm like climbing on the shelves. Not this one. Terrible. What's this? Tosh. Throw it. No. There's just books all over the floor. Nothing's good here. Nothing at all. This is not a well-read man. I take one book out. There's some random novel. What rubbish.
You look at it, you think it's a novel, but actually look at the front of it, and it just says Beholders and Bastions, the rule set.
Oh, he's a nerd! I'm leaving. I'm leaving towards the ship. I'm gone.
Okay. You're going towards the ship, straight up, just leaving.
No, I'm gone.
Fair enough.
I feel bad I can't bring a book back for him.
There's not necessarily always going to be one.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like one hidden one in the town.
Oh, no. Well, See, there might be, but also might not be. If exploring's fine, but say this place is specifically a mining village.
I was about to say, not the place where you'd find,
Yeah,
nuggets of knowledge.
I respect the attempt.
The book of geology, where is it?
There is actually
Yeah.
books on geology on this shelf.
I actually want to steal one of the geology books.
Okay. I haven't written any of the names of the geology books down.
You're fine.
You just
Have a
find a
geology
book.
book.
It's just
Okay.
geology book number 5.
And is everyone else just heading towards the ship as well, or are you
Yes.
Yeah.
doing anything?
Just
Okay.
head into the ship.
So you continue to head back through the forest. You do pass by that strange little encampment that you found people in before. Seems to be in the same disarray, almost, that it was, and its incredibly badly camouflaged wall. Giving a quick look in as you walk past, they don't seem to have come back.
Damn.
Whether that's better or worse, you don't know.
Say, these guys might have just snapped out of it in the middle of the woods with no idea where they were. Unfortunate.
And you find yourselves being rather tired at this point, but coming up towards your ship near the end of night. It's not quite dawn yet, as it's only 3 or so miles walking, but you've been doing lots of research you've been testing stuff in the village while you were there, and the night's progressed. And those who do sleep feel tired. It's been a long day. If you don't sleep, you will be getting exhaustion, but you could easily sleep on the ship. It is designed for that, to a degree.
What's my plan? I was resting on the ship.
Did my familiar die? Or did they just run away?
I think you sent it away.
I'll just cuddle with my familiar. I think it's still
Yep.
the weird cat.
I genuinely don't remember. It's been a while.
Well, I
So,
remember joking about the caterpie.
Wow.
you get to the ship and you see Riker is just like legs up, leaning against a barrel on the deck, just very much asleep.
Someone should wake him, probably.
Well, we could just sleep here and wait till morning. We don't need to go now.
But it would be very funny.
I don't want him to wake up and just see all of us just chilling.
Why would that scare him?
You're finally awake.
Right.
What was that noise from the clouds?
Riker, I've got some booze. Wake up.
You put a bit of meat in front of a dog's nose while it's asleep, and it starts moving towards it
Pull
instinctively.
the cord, put it under his nose. Wakey, wakey.
We're still in the middle of the night, man.
It's time to go.
Tried to stop them. I'm so sorry.
What do you mean them?
I want to go.
You all equally participated.
I didn't do anything. Thank you.
Oh, well. Okay. You see, there's a big stretcher and stands up. Where you going? Which way are you going now? You're going back. You want to go
To the
back to the
illusion company,
yeah,
please.
your company, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'll get you there. I'll get you there.
I'm a shiny rock, by the way. It's inside my friend.
Alright, that's cool. Sick. He just turns around.
Fabulous.
Is he allowed to
And he-
join the company, or are they like?
They said you can basically hire your own pilot.
Um,
What?
I was saying, could we like put in a word for him to join at one point?
Potentially. It's people who already work there who get other people the jobs there. It not in a nepotism kind of way, but in a this person has the skill set to do this, and I can vouch for them sort of situation. So you realistically could do that, but you've not been there long enough to have any sway, really. And you see, he's still looking groggy, but he gets up and immediately gets to work setting up the ship to start and drifts off around the edge of the island, heading off going back towards.
Fabulous. Now that we've got no more lazy legs, I'm gonna go lay down and go sleep.
You're all fully allowed to go. You can go to sleep. You would like. There's not much you can do at the moment.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Since I don't really. Walker really doesn't sleep. He just sort of stands still for a while. I'm gonna go up to the bow of the vessel and just chill up there.
I was gonna go
Long
chill
rest.
with Riker.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll just chill near Riker. Give him company.
Okay. You all go to do your respective things. Riker is a very different person now. You're like you're sat with him, keeping him company while he's sailing, essentially piloting. His demeanor it shifts entirely when he's actually sailing the vessels, piloting the vessels. I keep saying sailing. It's a ship, but he's in the sky. The laid back, almost chaotic demeanor or energy he brings shifts heavily into a very serious, almost military level precise focus of constant little adjustments and movement. He's never not doing something. It seems there's a lot of small precise movements that you have to do to keep it flying a specific way.
I'm just telling us out, honestly.
That's fair enough.
She's not really wanting to start conversation.
I'm gonna say a day passes. This is specifically important for Eleanor.
Oh no.
You start to feel a sense of hunger again. Now,
Yeah.
you realised what could potentially help it, as we found out last session, that the good berries have a satiatory effect, but unlike the... That's not the right... Is that the right word? Anyway, unlike the week it would usually take to get hungry again, it only seems to work for a day.
Or you can make it several days, so that would work, I guess.
Yeah. We'd have to talk to him about that.
Alright, just hopping up from where I'm sitting, probably, and just gonna go try to find him.
It is a very small ship. It is...
Yeah.
Look for him. Just turn.
It was originally made for one, maybe two people. The shipmen, I can't remember the word for it, people who work on ships.
Seaman.
No, not as in who make them.
Shipmates.
I agree with Nathan's statement. You guys are all fucking gremlins.
But you very quickly find Casey.
I'm still like half asleep, and I just open my hand, and just the berries start appearing. I just go back to sleep.
I mean, that works.
I can sense your hunger.
Thank you.
Okay, if you're willing to do that for the next journey, then that's fine, and we can fast forward this bit.
Every night before I go to sleep, I'll just cast Good Berry. Does it last for 24 hours?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Is there anything anyone wants to do while you're flying? Any bits of information, things you want to go over?
I want to read the geology book.
Okay. I don't have anything in it at the moment. If you just roll me an intelligence check, and I'll write some stuff down for myself.
12.
12, okay. That doesn't mean anything at the moment. I'm just gonna write, I think, in notes.
At that point, it's just more just picking up knowledge over time.
Aye, that's why I'm...
My character's gonna just do that a lot of just try to figure out more stuff.
So, you spend the next... I think it's 2 weeks. I need to move the map across. I completely forgot. It is this map. That's what all the lines are drawing to make the map make sense. I'm gonna keep the lines on the map because it adds a sense of exploration.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah.
It's like what we actually draw on our map.
Yeah. It takes a good nearly 2 weeks to make your way back to Erelon. And as you are docking up at the docks on the edge, we're going to take the first break here.
Okay.
Alrighty.
If you do that again, I'm going to cry.
No.
I just pictured just you, like, 3 feet tall, covered in rainwater, like you've been walking for hours and you're just scared. Just, hello.
Little guy.
The little
Open
guy.
Garden Wall, last character.
Little guys, in fact.
Okay. Welcome back to the second half of the. I know I said
No.
You are literally in drop kicking distance.
It was just I pictured you saying it as you said welcome, and it was funny.
The party have just found themselves docked up, and it's just as rowdy as it ever is here.
You guys
However,
are
it's
fucking
much.
awful. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm brute forcing through this. You find yourself moving through the dockyard and the strange part of the city before it. It's still as rowdy as ever. However, it seems like a much easier transition, even though
A rowdy docket.
Riker says that he'll go and sort out the permits again, essentially. He does recommend at least one person go with him, at least to sort out, just to prove that this is a now official Aether Voyager for the Illyrian Company.
Well, I need to take this shiny rock to the people at the big old building, so whatever you fellas want to do, I will agree.
Should we all just roll together?
He just asked one person to go with him.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, it's just to basically prove that you're... Okay, so you head with him to the Dockmaster. And it is very simple, he's sorting stuff out, and you're just there. You have the Illyrian Company Aether Warden sigil.
Yeah.
And basically just showing them that gets everything through perfectly. But he needed some proof, and you realistically don't want to just give it him. Yeah. And after that, it gets sorted out rather priority-wise as well. It pushes the priority up because you're on jobs for the Illyrian Company. And very quickly, all that's sorted out, and you can head back out with the group.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's travelling through. You travel through this village. I can't remember what this place is called. And you find yourself at the gate, easily being let through.
Cool.
You had been told that the Illyrian Company, like the Aether Warden badge, is essentially like a key to everywhere. But seeing it happen in real time is very interesting. Usually you'd have to go through the process of saying who you are, why you're visiting, what you're going through. Instead, you walk up with the badge and they go, absolutely, and let you in immediately. And you wander over to the Illyrian Company. And it's a much easier process than the first time round. You basically just walk through and doors are just opening for you.
Nice.
However, when you get to the door of the Illyrian Company, you do remember to knock on the door. Or the strange runic marks are still there.
I don't remember what the runes do.
Emma, the small halfling woman. Or no woman. And Emma lets you in and sees you all heading in and welcomes you into the company. I'm going to move the maps over again to get into the correct map. My brain is a little frazzled right now. I'm not sure why. We'll get there. We'll get back in. And you find your way into the company. Now, you got many strange looks on the way through. Even though doors are opening for you, it doesn't change the fact that many people are giving you side eyes, not in an aggressive way, but in a concerned citizen for them, like concerned for themselves kind of way, as you are essentially walking with a slime this whole time.
Yeah.
But guards who would have come up to question you noticed that they shouldn't be coming up to question you for the same reasons. And even when you open the door and Emma welcomes you in, she notices the amber inside.
Now, I've noticed you've noticed that there's something inside my friend.
Stop saying it that way.
No.
Yeah, that's a decent quality. So amber there.
It is. It's fabulous.
It's not exceptional. It's better
Okay,
than
just
most.
cross my hopes and dreams. It's fine.
It's not an exceptional grade piece, but it's better than most.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll sort that out with you in a moment. I assume you want to sort out your jobs.
Yes.
First and foremost, let's go back to the job hall, as that's where everything is. Go down through the winding corridors. This insanely weirdly built building.
I think Eleanor just fell over. Hold on. Eleanor, are you okay?
I do not fall over.
The sound begs to differ.
Well, I'm
And
clearly
you
still
find-
standing. Sorry.
If I could push you over,
That's
I
alright.
would.
Try it, bro guy.
That is
Yes.
the spirit of an Aether Warden.
Yes.
Which one?
Honestly, both. And she leads you towards the job hall. The place where you picked up your job in the first place also seems to be where you hand in information about the jobs and completing them.
Mhm.
And she leads you there and then goes behind the desk to talk to you professionally.
Oh.
So this is for the job over at the Drilled Isles, the Drilled Lands, sorry, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
This was a 0 merit job. This was the beginner jobs that you set up for
Mhm.
you. Did you find out what the problem was?
Ghost.
Yes.
There was a skull in the bottom of a well, and in my history, there's an energy that pops out from it that can kind of like cause deadly effects to the surrounding.
If I'm not wrong, a improperly buried, potentially, skull.
Yes, in a box. In a well.
Okay. Just good information.
That was.
Do you know? Oh, there we go, Karen.
It was also sent by someone to the mayor of the town to do so, and a lot of gold was exchanged for the
Money.
And the mayor was not
the
around.
burying.
You see, there's an eyebrow raise and a genuine look of interest. Well, that is I will have
I
to
have
check
I have the
some
letter.
information on that. The letter can
And-
wait just a moment.
Under his breath to the group. This woman's a bitch.
The
He
second
had like
part-
half like pulled it out and he just tucks it back into his pocket. Just
The second
Look,
part
it's
of the
not your
question is,
business.
do you know what was happening? What did the disruption cause?
Invisible,
To see their loved ones. It made them all
Yeah.
really paranoid.
Shit pulls out
but
his
only
little
them.
his journal. The surrounding closest area to the box, it was devoid of life and color. The grass was white, and everything around, all the plant life was dying, and everyone
The
went.
one was also,
Huh?
the one was also glowing. Don't forget about that part.
It was glowing blue. It was very bright.
And was there any unique infection sources of people?
Was it me?
Food, I believe.
Yeah, food was odd. All of us became hungry the moment we got there.
No.
it's okay, Shep.
Run
It
it
happens to
back.
all of us.
I'm frazzled. I'm frazzled, boys. Help.
Why are you frazzled?
So upon entering affected area, we were succumb. He's reading directly from his book to a violent hunger to which I'm not used to because I don't eat. And it seemed the food there was being hoarded and engorged upon.
Yeah, and food did not help.
No.
Hunger.
It's useless.
You see, she neatens up her clothes a little bit and stands in front of you, and pulls out a letter of some sort, a parchment from underneath the table, puts it on the table, walks around to the front of the table so she's not behind the table, and look at you all and go, well, with that, you are now officially first merit recruits of the Illyrian Company. Now, what that means for the people who are not sure what the merits are entirely is if you fail the first mission, where you have to, your first job, you fail finding out the information, you prove you cannot do the job, you will be thrown out of the company. However, you didn't. So now it is nice to officially inform you all that you are now fully fledged Aether Wardens.
Elo system.
They do have an Elo system.
God damn
So,
it.
do you have a question?
Yeah.
If we actually didn't have the information, would the campaign just ended there?
No, but no.
Don't worry about it.
'Cause if I cut that bit out, it sounds even cooler for the videos. Like, it would have gone a different direction a little bit, but
Probably some sort of second chance or something. I don't know.
it was to prove
Recused.
it was to prove that you had the capabilities as a group to do the different bits of information you need to be there, to make it canonical.
So we're now these Aether Warden members. What does this entail? What can we get? I want things.
Work.
Ugh.
Well, the higher your merit,
Mhm.
the more important tasks can be given to you.
Mhm.
the more important tasks, the higher reach of people you can meet, the more benefits both in company and outside the company. People, if you are a legendary warden, people care about your deeds and your tales, then people are more likely to be on your side intrinsically. You know what that saying is, when you have no money, everything costs too much, and when you're rich, everyone gives you everything for free. It's quite similar to that.
Shep is just glossy-eyed, had no idea what that meant.
The higher your merits, the more also interesting and intense jobs you can get. Your reputation can get around even outside of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And that can also help you in many ventures in the future.
How about monetary?
We said we'd get paid more. With
Also, well, assignments that also can hinge the fates of many people tend to pay better.
Oh.
But you also have to be qualified enough to guarantee the fact you can actually save them.
Well then.
See, I was once where you all were. And she looks towards her arm, she has a metal arm and a metal leg. I overstepped my bounds just a little bit, I will say. And I paid for it, and now I work.
That's why she's a secretary.
More of the accountant type, the face of the company in a way.
PR.
You think they're related to PW, the one who wrote the letter?
Speaking of the letter, I will get into contact with Galamir, because that is an unexpected anomaly. Now back to the strange little slimy gem boy.
His name is Brindle.
Back to Brindle, the slimy gem boy.
Very good.
There is a let's call it a barter system of sorts here. Now, the amber, I'll say angelic amber. That's the elemental amber. We have let's call it a shop, where you can trade an amber you find for goods for different things you may need.
Okay.
As this is not part of the main actual, that's not your mission to find them. It's just a little bonus.
Okay.
Any amber you find is just a bonus on top of whatever you're supposed to be getting. Speaking of, and she pulls out a sack.
Whoa.
And it clinks onto the table.
Whoa.
Different. Yeah. She also lost her sack in the metal.
Damn it. Now who's being a problem, Rennie?
Oh.
For the first.
Oh, shut up, hold on.
For the first of your trials in this, it's not the highest paying job in the world, but it's enough to get you started. And I see there's a 400 gold bag put on the table, so it divvies out to 100 between all of you. Now, you did still save people, however, it wasn't an immediate threat, hence the reward not being as prominent as it could be.
Rude.
As you say rude, you get a heavy, stare. Yes, she's the face, but she's also used to be a fighter. She's strong. She's like, don't.
I'm gonna.
She's letting it go for a bit. Just letting it go for a bit. She's like, I will drop kick you through a wall. Keep trying.
Wow.
But I'll quickly go and I'll either. Would you prefer to go and wait somewhere while I go and fetch Galamir, or would you prefer to look for more jobs? You are now a 1 merit warden. You can
Wow, an
search for
entire
the jobs
merit.
yourself.
The whole merit for us.
A whole merit means you are officially here.
A whole merit, a single new one.
Well, you have a merit each.
What's the maximum merit someone can get?
What's the prestige level?
Shut up.
The highest merited person we have currently is around 46. Though they are a unique case.
What's his name?
So 47 is the goal then. I see.
What's his name?
It's not so much a he, so much as a they.
What's their name?
Oh,
Oh,
what kind of creature is it?
acceptance. We love that.
I haven't written the name down. I need to check.
Paul the Tradies. Listen, I'll go.
Are they one of them non-binaries? We love them, people.
Just calls them Storm.
Was he a fucking... No, I'll keep that to myself.
Yeah. They are a unique individual, and I mean that in the most literal sense.
Now I'm curious.
I mean, they are back in at the moment. You might see them around here somewhere.
What do they look like?
Very grey.
Okay, so hard to
Okay.
miss.
Oh, they're definitely hard to miss. They are not the quietest of people in the world, and they always seem to have a little bit of a devilish look in their eyes.
Are they called stone because they literally have a stone following them?
Of sorts.
So we'll hear them before we see them.
Possibly. Depends on the mood. If she's not in a great mood, if they... it's weird. I will be forthright. They may or may not even be a real person. We're not entirely sure, but they do a good job.
So you're not even sure if someone working for the company is a real person.
They are a
Is that
homunculus.
really hard? Is that really hard to
Wow.
believe with all the work they have to deal with?
Yeah, but they are homunculus. They are sort of man-made. They're not.
Well, but they are real.
Oh yes, they have a personality like the rest of us. It's just still a rather confusing thing to process. We've never really met any man-made. They're the only man-made life form that I'm unaware of.
Hmm. Interesting.
Are they nice?
Sometimes
And on the move.
it depends on what storm's following them. If you look over and their hair is of a more darker complexion, probably stay clear.
My hands turn green when I'm on the hunt.
Shut.
That is a strange affliction you have. Well, yes, would you prefer to stay here and sort out, look at new jobs while I go and fetch Galamir, or would you prefer to go and wait somewhere else and have a bit of a rest, or?
We could look up what jobs there are while you go fetch that person.
Yeah, we can do that. We need to talk about payments anyway, because we had a friend help us. So
We don't need, I don't think we need to worry about that.
We can sort something out when we come back. And she heads out. Oh,
do we? Will we get out of the missions? Do we pay that towards them, or do they have a they pay out to people who help us? So is that our
Sorry,
responsibility, or is the company's?
I don't quite understand. Do you mean like
If
pilots and such?
So if anyone helps us do our quest, like we have a hired help, do we pay it out of our own pockets, or does the company pay them and like its own little fund?
You are supposed to pay them yourself because you've hired them.
Okay.
That's still like,
Yeah.
they're not technically contracted to work for the company. They're contracted to work for you.
Is there
So
any
there's what-
contracting in the company?
Does Riker count as working for us or the company?
You.
Okay.
So
It just has the
Do you all
privileges
want-
of being able to have free movement and such because you have free movement due to your job.
Okay, fair. So it's just to like mark down as one of ours.
Subcontractor, yeah.
Okay,
wait,
fair enough.
so higher tiers, how much gold do those missions give? Like if because you said 400 is what we got.
Oh, depending
Was
on
it-
the severity, it could. Sometimes the most expensive one I've seen paid out was near 25,000 gold.
And the
But that did
four-
admittedly save an entire island. So, like almost, it was a rough one.
Is the 400 you gave us because you're giving us 80 gold piece each, or
100.
100? I was thinking of with Riker. Is it 100, or was it because this specific mission is worth 400 that we just did?
Well, the specific mission was worth 400.
Okay.
It just worked out well. There's 4 of you.
Okay. Thank you.
So I have to divvy it out ourselves, basically.
Yeah. It's not her job to divvy it out. If you have to work as a group until you're a certain merit level, and then you could realistically, if it wasn't a D&D campaign, if it was just like a video game, you could then go out on your own.
How do you guys want to pay it out to Riker?
I feel 25 from each of us, perhaps.
How much do we owe him?
You don't owe him anything. He just said he'd do it. So whatever you want to do with that. He never
Sure.
actually made an agreement with you. He just went, yeah, I'll do it.
Fair enough.
So
I feel like
that's
it
up
would
to you
be-
entirely.
I feel like it would be improper. I guess it's up to him, somewhat.
The words he said, "I'll give you a specific thing," is as long as I get to fly where I want to go, I'll. But that's all the information he actually made in the when he said he'd do it. So
So basically,
anything
we're
past that,
already giving him that basically with
he
marking
likes
him
to
as
fly.
yeah.
Well, you can pay him if you would like to. There is nothing that says you can't.
And are gold worth a lot in this campaign?
I'm gonna say it's about average. Like it's normal D&D logic. So 400 gold is still like decent,
Still, like,
but it's not
Yeah,
exceptional.
good amount.
It's not like if you
You
think
can't-
how expensive a suit of armor is in D&D, like a full plate is like 1,500 gold.
Yeah, you can't settle down, but it'll get you through a few days
Could get
at
you,
least.
So it could get you through a pretty
like,
decent
like
life.
a month or so at least.
Yeah.
A month of like nice living, realistically.
Yeah.
So
We could figure it out and see what he's comfortable with.
Yeah.
now I'm gonna go over as you're looking around the room, jobs. There's lots of jobs ranking at different merit levels and such, and there's other people in that room who are. It's always a bit loud. This room is very messy compared to everywhere else in the company building, in this actual fort of sorts. It seems wherever the most wardens hang out is the most disheveled looking places.
That checked out.
Yeah. And looking around, there's 3 separate jobs you see with a 1 merit rating, with the names The Tiny Tree Folk, Slowly Drifting, and I See, spelled like an ocean.
I'm assuming we can check both.
Well,
Like,
it's 3.
see what. I'm fucking stupid. What's the third one?
I See.
Oh, that
The
was the
sea is
first
like
one.
ocean. The Tiny Tree Folk.
Oh, I thought the Tiny Tree Folk and something about drifting was the same one.
No. Tiny Tree Folk, Slowly Drifting, and I See.
Oh, I do like me some little guys.
Let's go for that.
Yeah,
There's bits of information written on them.
and I would like to read the information of all of them.
Okay.
Just see what's happening.
Tiny Tree Folk is talking about a kind of a unique case for Aether Wardens. It's not a hugely dangerous mission in terms of the grand scheme of things. It's a very, very, very small island that seems to have caused the disruption. The thing is, due to the nature of said island, a lot of people live on it. It's just very, very small. So it's not going to affect anything else in the vicinity, but it could affect a lot of people. So they still need an Aether Warden to sort it out, because Aether Warden's jobs are to fix disruptions.
I
But
see.
it's more from a saving people point of view than a saving like an island point of view. And by very small, I mean looking at it, it's almost confusing looking at it. Everyone who is reading these jobs, make me I'm going to say nature check in this sense.
Ooh,
14.
It's about an island itself.
25.
Wow.
12.
13 plus 12.
Okay, with the 25, specifically only with the 25, everyone looks at the island and goes, "This doesn't make sense. The island's like 30 meters wide in a direction. It's basically just a rock." But you, as someone who's traveled lots of places, learning about islands, have heard of a very strange place full of tiny, tiny people.
Little guys.
And there's
yeah.
there's this island with. It's quite hard to find intentionally. People randomly stumble across it because it just drifts around between like Aether channels. That just has a tree on it, and in and around that tree and underneath it is basically just a civilization of tiny people who have, like, it is a full civilization, like a fairy-style civilization that built around this tree. That tree is basically the whole island. And it's weird because people can land on it and they can explore it. Whenever you look at it, it's tiny, but you can go there and exist with the people there. It's a very unique case. The magic that surrounds the island is very strange, but it's not dangerous. It's just strange.
It'll shrink you.
Huh.
From your understanding, possibly.
Do you guys want to travel here?
I wouldn't be against it. Let's see
Doesn't
what we're
matter
at.
to me. I'm just sort of here to
I think we should see our other options.
Slowly drifting. The other one is lots of names. What's it called? Night's Vale, where for some reason time has started moving slower, and well, there's some reason it is a disruption. Time has become distorted and is moving slower and slower, and the longer it happens for, slower time on the island becomes. So they want people to go in and fix it before it becomes so slow that, like, staying on the island for one day passes anywhere up to 2 weeks everywhere else, and that's causing problems with trade routes and such because people are trying to go around it, and just by being in the vicinity of it, they're moving slower. But people there, while you're there, it feels fine. You don't feel slower because you're also going slower.
Yeah.
And then there is.
What if you get bad sunburn?
Why do you care more about that?
And then there's I see, which is apparently a strange-looking creature has appeared in the Verdant Sea. The Verdant Sea being an island that is mostly water, and there's a creature that people keep seeing in the water that's heavily unnerving them, and some magically inclined people there, while checking, have seen it as letting off a very incorrect magic.
Huh. Interesting.
So they're the three first merit jobs available.
Y'all want to do the time one, the short people, small people?
I'm feeling.
Ocean.
Well, I'm not saying the one I want to do, but the most important one feels like the time one.
Yeah.
Or maybe the creature one. It's not overly hostile, quote unquote.
It doesn't specify it's overly hostile.
Yeah, it's just a creature. But the time one is actively interrupting, stuff. And the tree one is just. What was the problem with that again?
Well, I don't actually specify what was wrong with it, sorry, I forgot to do that. The thing is, it's a unique case because there's technically a lot of people whose lives could be in danger. But it doesn't affect the overall scheme of things. In terms of... It's a morally weird one. Because, yes, going to save the people is good. But as an Aether Warden, the actual damage that disruption can do is so minimal in the overarching scheme of the rest of the world. But there's lots of people there. So, yes, this is both... You can take jobs that are underneath your merit level as well, so any of these jobs might still be taken by somebody else if you don't take it, if you don't particularly feel like doing it. And as a DM, what I'm saying, if any of these jobs sound particularly boring to you, I can just put someone else on it. But if the island is destroyed, a lot of people... It could go very badly for a lot of people. But it doesn't affect the rest of the world at all. Hence why it's a lower merit job.
I think the time one sounds more...
It's more directly affecting people. Because it's happening now.
Fair enough. I'm here for whatever you guys are doing.
Everything is happening now. That's how they know there's disruption.
Well, yeah, but that one's actively doing something to mess with stuff right now. The other ones are about... Well, the creature is just a creature, as far as I'm aware. But the little one is just it's about to happen. Or about to maybe be a problem. It's used could a lot.
You're trying to get at is that the time one is affecting everyone everywhere, while the other ones are affecting just their islands.
Well, the time one is anything on that island is moving much, much slower.
Yeah,
so
but you said about
when people go past
trade being slow because they're trying to go
people have
past
to use different routes because if you go past the island, it slows down.
Which is what I'm referring to. Everything is being affected by the way of trade.
Yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah.
While the other ones, that's only their island being messed up.
As you're talking about this, the Emma reappears with Galamir, the large staff lady, but the woman you met before, who invited you all to the company properly.
Hi, I like her.
So you said you've got a letter?
Yes. I believe it is related directly to the disturbance we just took care of. And I'm going to take the letter out of my pocket and hand it over.
She grabs it, and you see there's a slight glint in her eyes, and not like in a... you literally see a light flash across her eye. Well, that's weird. I don't know whose this is, and I don't know where it comes from. Then she like stands up properly. She still holds a staff. She's doing it all with one hand. It's strange because the staff is always admitting ice, but being around is very weird. It's both hot and cold being near at any given point. The PW, don't know who that is. I have some people I can send that to. You said you found this where exactly?
It was in the mayor's residence of a town that was the direct center of a disturbance. The box in question was the source of the disturbance, so it was sent by someone to be buried there, and someone paid a lot of money to have it done. This is the first time I'd heard, just from being here, of a person maybe being directly responsible for a disruption like this.
It does not bode well, I will grant you that.
Because we did discover the magic that was being used to cause it was a very powerful magic. I don't know any mage that could have done it personally, but it was quite a powerful thing.
Now, you did bring back an extra bit of information on this case. We knew that the well was the source of the problems, and we knew that the food was causing problems for them there. We were unaware of this box, however.
Yes, it's troubling to see that someone with that much money and that much magical potential, either by themselves or knowing others, could have caused something like this.
It truly is. If somebody is... This could all be a huge unfortunate accident, though I'm going to assume from your experiences it is not.
You don't...
It doesn't feel like it.
You don't particularly, at least from my tribe's way of doing things, if you want a specific item or specific remains buried somewhere outside of your home, usually people are just willing to accept people's last rites. You don't pay exorbitant amounts, especially in the likes of thousands of gold, just to have it done, especially without being asked to. It seems more or less the gold was there to entice the person to accept and have the object there.
Both cases do seem possible. Though it is... If there is somebody who is successfully harnessing the power of disruptions, then that is something we will need many, many people into. Because that is, in short, possibly the most dangerous thing anyone could do.
Something just doesn't feel right about it, which is why I figured I'd bring it up.
If you don't mind, I will be holding on to this letter.
I've
I need
already
to go and
memorized it, so go ahead.
as I need to go and have a rather urgent meeting with some other friends of mine, people who are more skilled in the art of deduction than I am. And you see, she's not losing focus. You see, she's thinking, not disregarding you as a group, but not really paying attention anymore. Okay, you, good job, all of you. I will say that, but this good job doesn't take precedence over me figuring out what this is, and I apologise, but I must go.
Fair enough.
And she just heads back out again. Emma then chimed me in. So, have you found anything that interests you?
Yeah, we're taking the time one.
Slowly drifting, okay.
Yeah, it seems the most right now important because it affects any island because of the shipping.
It is rather... It's annoying a lot of people, but in terms of danger, it's not huge, hence why it's Merit 1. It's causing monetary issues for some groups, but it's still... All disruptions are dangerous, just some are clearly more dangerous than others, which we'll find out later on.
I would also argue that some shipments are very important, of like medicine or similar.
That is true. That is fair.
So it could lead to deaths.
Yes, in our work, it is. She sees she's about to pick her words very carefully. She's about to say something before, like, the deaths of people are not necessarily the priority of the company. Now, if we have the chance to save someone, we will. It is not. We don't intend to be cold-blooded, but the lives of individuals versus the lives of everyone is not a piece of information we find hard to mark. So, a few people may end up dying from lack of medicine, and that is unfortunate. though it is not necessarily as important as saving an island that may or may not have some sort of implosion happening. Hence, its merit 1. I respect what you are saying. Many people will. I just don't want you to, what's the word? Feel necessarily guilt over the ones you can't do sometimes. It can be a hard job when you don't know if what you're doing is or is not saving people.
Either way, I think this one is
Oh, yes.
pretty important.
It seemed like she was maybe... you can see in her eyes that she might have been talking from something that's happened before there. Like she's very much having a... reminiscing negatively, I don't know what the word for that is, about something.
Mhm.
So, yes, if you would like to do this job, I will write it up for you immediately. Now, for the amber you have, there is I can take you also to the... Actually, I won't. I need to write this up. Give me just a moment and I can take you there myself. Though that will probably be for next session because I haven't actually written the shop because I didn't know if you're going in the mine or not. So,
What's a session?
it's the end of a job.
Oh, I see.
But yes, if this is the job you would like to do, I shall write up for you right now, and then I shall take your acquaintance to the Amber Depository.
Yes.
Yeah, and with that, because it's weird. It's a very weird one to try and end at the moment.
And
Well,
now
we're gonna end this
screen
session with you
fades
heading
to
over to the shop because I don't have it written yet.
Fabulous.
just to be
screen
honest.
fades to black. The end.
I know it was a really rough ending. I couldn't figure out how to get to the end to send the bit. I apologise. Yeah, it happens. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this session. It has been a while since
Yes.
we recorded one of these, as we are doing it. We're recording monthly because there's 3 series happening at the same time. It is an interesting system. But yes, I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time in Aether Skies.
What?